right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You have Native American Indian, Native American here, the baby and the love life. This is interesting already. Unmarked trail and straddling worlds. Okay. All right. Bottom of the deck, Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. That's important too. Okay. I don't know where these are going to go, but that's all right. Stay. This feels very much like Native American is about right where you were, what you were, the culture you were in. How long ago? I don't know. Is this when the Indians had such a challenge with the English coming over and colonizing, or is this more current? Is this like 100 years ago, or is it further back? I'm not sure. The unmarked trail. And the straddling words one. This feels like feels before there was colonization happening in the Americas. So this is way back. Straddling worlds. This is, you would be in the realm of the spirit, in the great creator, and also in the earth realm. This is Indian family. This is really, really sweet, sweet little papoose energy. Transmuting pain. I'm trying to figure if you're the parent of this baby or if you're the baby. Let's see what's going on. I think you're the baby here. This is the dagger to the heart. You see how the old ways are going. You see how what's about to change. You see it before it happens. You're the generation before the dumb pasty-faced white people came and started taking over. This is the generation before. I'm getting generation before, Trail of Tears, generation before that. You might be 2 generations back, but you see something is changing. You have visions of things that are changing and coming in an unusual way. You're this baby. The love life, this is just the love of how it is, the love of your situation. This is how things are going. This isn't so much about a partnering or a pairing just yet. It's about this way of life is something you love. It's very much you're in tune with nature, in tune with the rivers, or people are river people. This is really weird. I don't usually get this specific, but I'm getting Clackamas. There might be a Clackamas River. There's Clackamas, Oregon. I'm getting something like Clackamas. I don't know what this is about.
I do dream of things before they happen.
Doesn't surprise me at all that you would. This is Temperance. This is transmuting things. How do you deal with what's coming at you from the dream space and what you're dealing with in the real world? And where is the truth that you hold your ground, stand your ground? What happened here? This is a standing your ground, holding your truth. People wanted you to compromise. You did not compromise. You were stuck. I think you could foresee something that was coming down the pike towards you. It was coming towards you. You could foresee it. You told them to be prepared. Not all of them listened to what was going on. You felt stuck and you felt like, okay, this is holding me captive to this tribe that's not listening. You tried to give a warning. It didn't work out so well. It's like back to back and masked. It's like you try to give the warning, but they aren't getting it. They aren't seeing each other, and they aren't seeing how to work together. And so consequently, this struggle of understanding and a lack of power in the leadership somehow. You weren't meant to be the leader, but you were somebody they listened to because of the pre-déjà vu thing. So the way you saw things, people listened to a lot of the time. There's a power change in the leader, whether they're the chief or whether it was a female leader of the tribe acting as chief. There was a power struggle that was different. There was a back to back and a not listening to each other and not understanding, and what you're trying to warn them how there's this disharmony within this tribe is creating a fracture that it makes it a gap, an opening for people to down the track, down the generations. This is where a split is coming just before the split happened. Why? You travel between the both. The tribe splits. You travel between both. It's like you would have knowledge. I don't know that you were necessarily medicine woman, but you might carry stuff for whoever was that in your tribe before the split. Yeah, you would carry the truth forward, carry the truth forward, carry the truth forward again and again and again. There's a boundary line that you stand at the river, and one part of the tribe goes a different way. The other part, it's like the land. The river is the divider, and this side stays here, and the others cross over the other river. This is like, it'd be like, what is that fucking river? It's not Clackamas. I think it's the Columbia River. It's like this. It's like the Washington versus the Oregon. This kind of thing. It could even be smaller than that. Maybe like, maybe Astoria or Ilwaco. I don't know my geography well enough to tell you, but it's got this Pacific Northwest feel, and the river is what divides one section of the tribe from the other. And you're right there when this tribe splits in half and does this thing. You're allowed to travel back and forth to both aspects of the tribe. It's like you're related to both sides heavily enough. There's a little bit of separation of the lover's energy. This is why love life comes in, why you come in as baby in love life. It's not just you loved what was going on here. Your person was separated from you, just as sure as if they put a wall between you. The separation made a separation for you and your person as well. It's like you were more on the side that was towards the river, and they were back this way. The river's here, and then the other is here, and the other is where your love is at. I don't know if you guys are completely star-crossed and never get together, but I think you are star-crossed. You're here separation, and here is the stars. Yes. You have some times where you can, in seasons, see each other, visit each other, enjoy each other. There's some times where there's coming together. This is like when there's certain rites of passage that the family on each side would respect regardless of the fracture. There's still certain rites of passage and certain closeness in this particular generation where you would see a coming of age thing going on where people would recognize and honor that regardless. There's a music time. The heck? And a balance of drums. I don't know what that's about. A music time and a balance of drums. This is also when the rain season comes. I don't know what this is about, because you got the balance of drums and then you've also got the rainwater coming. Maybe it's the time before the rivers flow really heavy. Seems like that can be it. There's a celebration of that particular time for you. You find age has crept up on you. There's been a few years go on. This feels like it's been at least 4 years, maybe 5 years. You're seeing yourself in a different kind of way. Age is coming in. You're shifting in your form. Your body's form is shifting, and you're feeling your age come on you. Now, this would be several hundred years ago, so people aren't living as long. So this is when you're like, it doesn't feel like just pre-puberty to puberty. It feels more like what we would see happening, the change in between 17 and 22. That feels like that. Could be loosely around that kind of age. So you're more adult than teen anymore. And you're seeing time is kind of escaping you. You've held the line, you've held what needs to be together and communicated well between both halves, but I think you're going to have to make a choice. Will you be able to make the choice in this? Or are you still going to be straddling both the worlds? You're still emissary, messenger, back and forth, back and forth. There's still this fiery time where you're only allowed, or the thing that suits best is for you to carry messages. You're not allowed to come together in union with this one that you love just yet. And it's a little bit of a heartbreak, actually. There's celebrations again. Now this is growing again. This is 3 years later. This is a celebration time. This is the muses, the fates. This is the divine timing on the deck here. Yes, yes, this is a partnering. This is the gate is open. The muses are here and the gate's open for you. This is the time. This is the time. This is where there's enough peace and harmony between both of the tribes. It feels like it's been about 7-8 years, maybe a little more than that, since this fracture, since they separated. There's been enough time for things to fucking calm down. Now it's time that you can have the gate open, your opportunity to cross the bridge to him. He's got some responsibilities and you feel like you're having to tap him on the shoulder. This is very, very, yeah. It feels like he has a little bit of family already created, obligations already created. Family already created that he's had to deal with over there. It's you can cross over the bridge to him, but now the availability of what's going on, he's got deeper commitments and things that he has to handle. So you're on your own here. You can't look back forever, but you feel very much on your own. It feels like he had like a wife and a child of his own during this time. That this is an obligation of the tribe. You're going to, you know, make sure that the tribe continues. That's what feels like what happened with him. Meanwhile, you've been messengering. And it feels like you do feel a little bit left behind. You're not sure what to do. At this point in your life, this is really challenging. In here. Where's it at? We're going to the Ghost Tarot now. Feels like we're going through time a little bit further. We're going through time a little bit further. This is something about the wife leaves something behind. It feels like the wife and he had like one child, maybe two, but she's now out of the picture. I think she dies. I think she dies young. Very interesting. This is when finally I think there's reconciliation for you and he yet. It's under the sorrow, under a lot of sorrow. But you go to him, it's like the two kids are maybe midway grown now. They're not just little baby anymore. They're coming up now. Yeah. This is like having the whole storm come in. It's also the, what is that? Point of misery or something like that. Misery's point, something up there. It's like a shipwreck point that's somewhere there where lots of shipwrecks will actually happen in the future, but also there's somehow misery that's surrounding this. This is where people would go to grieve, people go for sorrow. This is something that's going on. He's still in his sorrow for a little while on that, and the kids are still in sorrow, and you're making your way back to each other, but you have this knowledge that's gained and hard won, hard lived, hard earned through life and through this separation. Hard won and finally there. This feels more like as you're approaching towards 30, that things are coming together finally. Is there anything else? You hold the line. You understand the craziness, the fieriness of what's going on. You have wisdom beyond your ears, so you understand the nature of this and why it's so. It doesn't make it less painful, but you do understand it, so it makes it more tolerable. It's like you kind of feel in this life that you got the short end of the stick because it took so long for what should have been naturally coming together as yours that got fractured. It got taken from you, separated from you, and over the paths would cross. But then there's just delay. Finally, you get this later on. Anything else?
Always been told I'm an old soul.
Yeah. This hermit energy. You are the old soul, and you are the wise soul. The hermit is here. There's the high priestess here and the hermit here. This energy of traveling alone is something that you knew you would do then. And you know when you have times and sporadic times now even that you would need to have this soul growth on your own. This is very much so you can hold the light for others, like you would bridge this gap between these two portions. But there's been sorrow as a teacher for you. There's always been this scene where it seems like there's sorrow as the teacher, and then the 2 cups comes after. There's a pattern of this. And I don't know if this is something that will break in this lifetime or not, but this pattern of the sorrow comes first and then the 2 of cups moments. It's like a delay. This pattern will happen again and again. How many times does this happen? 5 times? 5 times is what I'm getting that this happens before it can be, feels like 5 different lifetimes of this happen before the final time. The 5th time will be the final time of this. Then it holds, then the bonds hold. Then there's acquisition. Then there's this knowledge and wisdom and this matter-of-factness that comes in, but it comes in a more mature, more knowing kind of way, a more way of fairness and absolute. And this knowledge that you would have ahead of time. The Queen of Swords and the King of Coins, they would be paired. That's how they would be paired. That's how it would come. So if this is your 4th or 5th go around, this is how this would be paired the next out. That's complete. That's where it's at.
Always put in the middle of 2 people to make people's relationships better.
Yeah. It's because you know how to broker peace. You've been doing it for centuries. You definitely know how to broker peace. It's how you transmute energy, but sometimes you do get the short end of the stick, or you have the role where you are the peace broker, which sometimes necessitates a little bit of time of this hermit energy and the soul growth energy. But that's complete for you. That's what I've got. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a biggie. Unusual and beautiful. So beautiful. Good luck going forward. You're going to have some of these threads that you still will carry. Yeah.